Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Hope you have a very great day today. I have new updates on this storm. Not only is Tropical Storm Fred getting weak very fast right now, but it will start intensifying, and as it's going towards Florida, get stronger, stronger, and stronger. Plus, the next wave, Invest 95L, I'm showing even more hurricane force winds coming with it, guys. As well as another update for the severe weather for today. It is going to be intense. There are some serious hurricane force winds that's coming with this storm and tornado chances, so I will show you real quick. Remember, all the timestamps are in the description to help save you time, so go there if you need to see the severe weather, because I'm showing a big major power outage. I'm talking over 500,000 homes, millions of people. There's so much going on, not only for the severe weather, but we have Tropical Storm Fred, Invest 95L showing even more intensity. There's a lot ramping up, guys. Help spread the word. Share this on social media. I do have your impacts, your track, and your timing for all of you, as well as your severe weather also. And if you don't use social media, just hit that like button. YouTube will suggest it for you. Thank you so much for your help. And if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown and Saturday from sundown. That's Sabbath. But I will make sure you are covered with everything. If there's a major threat of a hurricane or something coming on land, I will break the Sabbath just to make sure you have safe information. Hit that subscribe button because I am all year around. Now, right now, Tropical Storm Fred is just passing Puerto Rico. Matter of fact, your tropical storm warnings has gone away for Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands. And you can see all the dry air around this storm. It's even on the south side of it, and that's where it's getting in right here, and it's weakening the storm down. But it is all the way around it. So it is weakening down. It is on a weakening phase. And if you take a look, you can see that it is strengthening down, and greatly. I know you see storms over here, but your center of surface low is right up here. And it's about to go over Dominican Republic and go to a lot of mountains. Some of these mountains are about 10,000 feet high. So it will shred it apart a little bit, but it is still going to intensify from southeast Bahamas towards Florida and into the panhandle of Florida. Now, if you look at the cloud tops, you can see that all the dry air is trying to get in between the surface low and this big group of thunderstorms that it has over here that's separating it. And that's what it does. The dry air gets around it. It cuts off a big chunk of thunderstorms and precipitation. And then it's a smaller storm and everything else is away and it can't strengthen anymore. But this right here is your surface low. And it's trying to get cut off right here behind the surface low from the dry air and disconnected from those thunderstorms. So this will be rolling across without all that. And it will be weakening down. It's separated very good, but it will be intensifying once again as it gets by Cuba. This is just tropical storm force wind radii right here, and you can see exactly where the winds are going to be. That's why you got tropical storm warnings for southeast Bahamas. Then as it goes towards Florida, you have tropical storm force winds right here also by Key West, and this is where it's going to start intensifying as it goes towards the panhandle of Florida. And you can't see too far with NAM 3K, but you can see the last few hours right before this storm gets on land. It is coming. It is bringing a lot of rainfall towards Miami because this thing is spinning counterclockwise, so it would be shoving all the rainfall and the winds from the southeast side as it crosses over to western Florida. It's coming. Also, we have some very severe weather with some nasty hail cores that could turn into another derecho as the evening goes along, especially for Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, even parts of Missouri and Wisconsin. So I will go through this. Remember, the links are in the description for your severe weather. I will go through this a little bit slower so we can look into this at the end of the video. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. Please help share the information. Help get people alerted, because these people are all without power. We're talking Illinois, 107,000 homes without power. And if it's just 2 people that live in each home, no kids, that's almost 250,000 of people without power. Wisconsin, same thing, 117,000. Michigan, double that. Over 250,000 homes without power. That's almost about 1 million people without power. And Virginia, you're at 15,000, and California is at 11,000. Now, the link in the description is always there for this as well as NOAA and your weather. So all you do is click on one state, and it'll bring up where the power outages are out in the county, so if you've never been here before, and it does update every 10 minutes. So if the county next to you is starting to get power, maybe you will be next, and you can see who's working on the power. Now for today, severe weather outlook, you have marginal in this green, slight risk in this yellow, and now an enhanced right here over Michigan. And that's actually for winds, but we do have a tornado threat, not only for the 2% that it showed yesterday all the way across New York, now they have a 5% right here by Michigan. Plus your wind is 30% chance of damaging winds right here from Michigan. I'm showing that it could bring in high 70 miles per hour winds, definitely hurricane force wind gusts, and it carries over. So whether they get it or not, you need to update, but I'm definitely showing that it is coming. Plus your hail is at 15% and 5% in the brown. Now as of 8 o'clock this morning, disturbance 1 Invest 95L has been raised to 40% chance within the next 5 days, 20% chance within 48 hours. I'm actually showing that this not only is Tropical Storm Fred intensifying towards Florida, this will bring hurricane force winds in this section by the Bahamas, southeast Florida. Now, like I said, this is weakening down, and as you see on NOAA, it will go down to a depression until it passes over Haiti. But once it gets by Cuba, it's going to start intensifying it. They don't have it as no hurricane. Matter of fact, only one of the models now are showing that it has a potential to still be a hurricane right before the panhandle. I'm still showing a greater risk of hurricane force winds right here for Invest 95L after this moves out the way. Now, a big part is going to play this storm, not only Tropical Storm Fred, but also for Invest 95L because it's coming around the 19th. And if you look to the GFS, you'll see that we get a dip of cold air. Not super cold, nothing to worry about, but a cold front is coming from the 12th to the 14th, maybe to the 15th. We need this to last longer, actually, because this looks like it's coming a little bit too soon, and it could be keeping it suppressed into the southeast. That's why you're getting a bunch of storms over there. And if you look again, around the 21st, there's another dip, and that's when we get Invest 95L moving up. So this could also suppress Invest 95L into the ocean and stay in the Atlantic or stay in the southeast. Maybe even push it up and go around the high pressure and hit the northeast. So I will update you on that, but this cold air is what's the cause of all this wonkiness. And the Euro does confirm that from the 12th to the 14th, according to the Arctic Oscillation, that we are going to be getting some cold air coming through the country, and it's going to come again around the 18th, but it's showing a little bit deeper into the country. That would definitely keep Invest 95L at bay or to the southeast, or have to go around this high pressure and go to the northeast. One or the other is going to happen. But it's definitely the cold air bringing that deep trough all the way down to the southeast that is steering these storms. Matter of fact, when you look at the North Atlantic Oscillation, which lets you know where you have a high ridge or a deep trough in the jet stream at a certain time, you can see that right around the 17th and 18th, we start going into a negative phase on the east coast of the U.S., which brings the jet stream dip down way to the southeast. And that would put shear and push all this into the Atlantic, and it won't be coming onshore. This will be for Invest 95L. So there's a good chance that that will stay at bay and swirl around out there in the Atlantic Ocean and not affect anybody. Still need to update it. You can see here that right around the 14th, that as the storm system down here, Tropical Storm Fred, starts moving towards Florida, that we start getting the cold air coming in. And as this comes down, the storm's moving towards Florida. Now, whether this goes deep enough and puts a big trough down here and scoots it out, so far the GFS is showing it will. So far the Euro is showing it won't. So it is different on both sides. The Euro is showing that the deep trough is going to come later around Invest 95L. But you can see it right around here. It's all about the timing. Now, when you look at the update from the NASA satellite, you can see this big high pressure of dust right here and pushing this group of thunderstorms, a tropical cyclone, to the west northwest. That's why it's been going northwest. Now the update this morning shows that it pushes even further into the Gulf, and it actually makes a more western push, more like towards Mississippi. So we got to update this. So far it's looking like it is going to go even further into the Gulf of Mexico, which is not a good thing, because even though it's very warm waters, I'll show you right here by Florida, and this is why it intensifies. It's cooler waters right here in northeast Gulf of Mexico. It's warmer waters over here. So it wouldn't be that strong if it went to the northeast of Florida. But if it's stretched all the way out like this is showing, it will go through warmer waters for a longer period and there'll be intensification. Now, so far that's not being picked up on the SpaghettiOs. This is according to Euro. It's still showing that it will somewhat be strong to a 980 to a 999. 980 is a hurricane, guys, so it still could be a hurricane. There's a lot of good chances that it will be a hurricane if it goes into the Gulf or whether it goes a little bit to the east. And you have the Invest 95L showing the same thing. It has a good potential to be a hurricane before it gets towards Puerto Rico. And this is the one that brings still hurricane force winds that I'm showing. And as you go forward, you see it starts intensifying as it goes towards the Bahamas to southeast U.S. Has a lot of chances to intensify. This one right here goes to the coast, and these right here go to the southeast. This one right here that still shows in the Gulf shows it still gets real extreme, and it goes straight for Louisiana and Mississippi. And that pink right there is 950 millibars or less. Just like the NASA satellite, the Euro isn't showing that western push, but keep that in mind because the NASA satellite is a very good satellite. So that western push of that dust looks like it could be happening, guys, and these models might catch up. But within 72 hours, 100% tropical depression still, so this will be a strong storm as it passes by, and you see it going right for southeast Florida. As you have the Invest 95L taking the same track. And as you go through, you do see it goes towards the Panhandle of Florida, as the second one goes towards Puerto Rico, and then it takes the same track right towards Florida. And this is where I'm picking up the hurricane force winds. Matter of fact, the ones I picked up yesterday was nothing compared to what I picked up today. So you look up tropical storm, and you can see within the next 72 hours, it does have a chance to strengthen a little bit more. That's not much, though. It's going all the way up to maybe a 45%. But as you go forward, you see that it strengthens up as it goes over Florida, all the way up to almost 60% chance of a tropical storm. Stays strong right here over Tampa to southern Florida. This stays very strong right there. As it goes even more forward towards the Panhandle of Florida, and the next one comes up behind it. And you can see when you check for tropical storm that this actually takes a little northern push, and that would agree with the hurricane force winds that we saw yesterday. So when you look for the hurricane force winds, you can see within 5 days, now you're starting to get a glimpse over Puerto Rico to where it could be hurricane force winds coming from this Invest 95L. And then as it goes forward, you can see it grow for the Bahamas and southeast Florida for hurricane force winds to be coming with this storm. Invest 95L, the Euro is already, even though weak, it's already picking up hurricane force winds. And Tropical Storm Fred has a good chance of becoming a hurricane, even in the past models, but it never showed hurricane force winds. And this is already showing it. And so far, the model guidance does take this right over Dominican Republic. Then it comes on the north side in 3 days of Cuba, and this is where it will start to strengthen as it passes by the Florida Keys and goes on the western side of Tampa. Now, don't think that this don't mean nothing, because if it goes right here, all the impacts are going to be over here. So GFS shows this western drift. In 5 days, it's going to be right here in the Gulf of Mexico, and it can start intensifying as it goes towards the Panhandle of Florida and Alabama. And the GEPS is showing just like it's been showing the other day. As a matter of fact, the Euro showed it also, that it will be a little more eastern on Florida in 72 hours. That's what the HWRF been showing also. That in 5 days, it will actually be still on land and curving over to Georgia, going out somewhere around New Jersey, Long Island. And the intensity guidance model for Tropical Storm Fred does show that it will start strengthening definitely to a tropical storm as it goes towards 5 days. A couple models, even the HWRF takes it all the way to a Cat 1 hurricane, all the way up to 5 and 6 days out. But the rest of them shows that it'll get up to a high-end tropical storm, maybe 60 plus miles per hour winds, not to 70s, and then hit land in 5 days and go down greatly. So here's your storm here. Actually, your center is right about here. And as it's passing over Dominican Republic and it goes around Haiti, it has all these mountains to go over. These mountains are 10,000 feet high, guys. Then when it gets over by Cuba, this is where it will start strengthening again back to a tropical storm, 40 miles an hour right there. As it crosses by Cuba, goes by southern Bahamas, and it's still a tropical storm. Matter of fact, it starts strengthening a little bit more as it goes along. Still at 40. So as it goes towards Florida Keys, then it will start getting up to 46 miles per hour and it'll start strengthening. And the weather will be calmer for you for Florida because all the impacts are going to be on the east side of the storm. As it goes up Florida, it starts strengthening even more as it goes up Florida. Now it's at 51 miles per hour sustained winds. As it continues towards Apalachicola, All the impacts will be on the east side. 63 miles per hour winds. So it does confirm that it will be intensifying as it goes towards the land. Now the GFS brings it to Saturday, August 14th. And as it goes through, you can see it consolidates up right there by southwest Florida, because that's where the warmest water is, as it goes towards the panhandle of Florida and turns right towards Apalachicola and goes down to a 999. The Euro shows also by Saturday, August 14th. It'll be by Florida, but it's going to be a little more on land, to where it's starting to weaken up. It won't be able to strengthen in that very warm waters in the Gulf. And that would put more rainfall on the eastern side of Florida and in the ocean. Then as it goes up Florida, it stays weak and intensifies a little bit from 1012 to 1006 as it goes to the northeast of Florida, and then weakens back down again. And the H-Wharf takes it to Monday, August 16th as a hurricane going right past Apalachicola. Matter of fact, it has it turn into a tropical storm to a hurricane as it's passing Tampa on Sunday on the 15th, and continues ahead to that western push from the high pressure and pushing it even further west. And that's as far as we can see so far, but that would intensify a little bit more. And that's already a hurricane. The H-Mon takes it as a tropical storm, and it does go more western. It's not as strong as the H-Wharf is showing. It's still showing tropical storm, potentially hurricane, but it's showing more western push. It's showing that this will go towards Alabama, Mississippi, and the rainfall would be going towards Mississippi. So deep south, y'all need to watch out. Some models are showing this is going to be a western push. And you can understand why it would intensify. You can see it's going through 84-degree waters as it's passing by Dominican Republic. Now when it gets off Cuba, it's still going to be 84 degrees, but this is where it starts getting warmer for the system, 85, and as it gets closer, 87 degrees. So this will have very much warmer waters to intensify. And if it goes right over Florida Keys, 87 degrees, and then it gets down to 88 degrees. So it gets very warmer as it goes by Florida Keys and Marco Island. Very warm waters. If it goes out to the center of the Gulf and goes towards a little western push, you'll see it'll go from 86 to 87 degrees at the last second. So this will be a little bit weaker like it showed on the H-Mon, but it would intensify as it gets closer towards shore because it's warmer waters. The GFS brings that the wind gusts will start picking up around 2 p.m. on the 14th, and this is according to the GFS. As it goes by the Florida Keys, you will be getting anywhere from 40 to 50 plus miles per hour wind gusts passing with this storm. And as you go forward, you'll see that it starts picking up from Miami. You start getting 50 miles per hour, 45 in Miami, everybody else getting 30. As it goes across, it strengthens to 60-something miles per hour wind gusts, and you're still getting 40 to almost 50 on the southeast of Florida. And then you can see it does weaken down back to 50s as it goes by Cape Coral. And it's all the way till 8 p.m. when it crosses over and does that strengthening on the wind. So there will be an intensification period because it does strengthen in winds as it crosses from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then it goes over by Cape Coral, 50 miles per hour winds. Then when it gets by Sarasota and Tampa, you start getting some 60-mile winds. Your system will be over here, bringing the winds over here. And this is all the way till 8 a.m. on the 15th. So this is the next day. It's definitely going to be an overnight tropical storm. Then so far it gets all the way up to 63 miles per hour, moves towards the Apalachicola in the northeast Florida panhandle, weakens down because the waters aren't warm at all, plus it's getting sheared and smushed with the high pressure at the same time, plus the cold front coming down. So if it comes back on land, it will get smacked again with that cold front. And the Euro agrees also by the 14th at 2 p.m. You will start getting 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gusts coming towards Miami and south of Miami. Then it has it crossing over and stays weak all the way until Tampa, where it gets 50 miles per hour winds at 8 a.m. on the next morning. Then it strengthens for the northeast because it gets a little closer. And it gets 60 miles per hour wind gusts by 2 p.m. on the 15th. And then it strengthens some more to 66 miles per hour. So there's an intensification period according to the Euro right here in the corner. And all the way to 8 p.m. Then it starts weakening down to low 60s, then the high 50s by 8 a.m. on the next day. Now, the Euro for 5 days does put anywhere from 2 to 3 inches all the way across Florida with a heavy track of 4 to 6 inches. And that would put about 4 to 5 inches for Miami, 2 inches along the East Coast, 2 to 3 inches along the west coast, with Tampa getting possibly the worst, and going all the way up to Gainesville and Jacksonville with over an inch. That's within 5 days. The full run, according to the Euro, takes it all the way across Alabama, South Carolina, all the way up towards Virginia, southern New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, with heavy rainfall all the way. GFS shows that it will be start coming that way, and you will start getting a heavy rainfall, but the high pressure pushing it will scoot it quick to the west, and then it'll start taking this path, and the rainfall will be a lot of it over land. Still showing Miami over 2 inches, Cape Coral almost 3, Sarasota and Tampa over an inch, Palm Bay, West Palm Beach over 2 inches, with the heaviness being in the Gulf of Mexico. Tallahassee almost an inch, everybody getting low amounts, about an inch, a little over. The 10-day outlook with the GFS, with that cold front coming down, keeping everything suppressed, and to the east, now you got a little bit heavier rainfall that's tracking in, not only for the southeast, but it looks like for the panhandle of Florida as well. But for the Caribbean, the next 5 days, Kingston, Jamaica, half an inch of rainfall. Central America, very light amounts. Guadalupe, Belize is only going to get about a half an inch for the next 5 days. According to the Euro, matter of fact, the next 10 days shows that maybe a little over an inch in 10 days. So that's not a lot. Now, the severe weather in the Midwest and Ohio Valley is really going to ramp up today, and it has a good chance for some hurricane force wind gusts coming with it. At 10 o'clock, it starts getting really strong around Iowa, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, even for Michigan and Indiana. So you got to watch out. This could have a good chance for popping up tornadoes, especially with the shear values going on. When you get to 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, that is the strongest time of the day with all this Cape values and instability in the air, and for it to have some major storms coming on. This is at 2 p.m., 3, 4, 5 p.m. You still have all this strength. You have it coming up through southern Iowa and northern Missouri now in the later afternoon, and it stays strong all the way till 8 p.m., 9 p.m. tonight. And the shear values will be strong as well. This shear is what's going to cause the rotation of the storms. And you can see how strong it's popping up with these storms for northern Indiana, and that's just at 10 o'clock this morning. That's happening now. Then as the day goes along, that strengthens but weakens back down. Then you start getting some storms for northern Wisconsin, and you get some bad lines of storms also for Michigan. But you get some bad lines of storms that's bringing some fierce winds. I will show you. As it goes across, you see a big long line of possible derecho right there. That's right at 8 p.m., 9, 10, 11, 12. This is a long event, all the way to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is going to drag straight down. Now, starting this afternoon, according to the NAM 3K, you see you start getting some 60 and 70 miles per hour wind gusts that starts coming in these rain bands as it moves along. And this one actually strengthens up all the way to 77 miles per hour wind gusts. So you need to watch out, especially by Sheboygan. You look like you got some bad damaging winds coming your way. Bursting out to almost 70, high 60s for Michigan. So 2, 3, 4 o'clock is going to be very strong wind gusts. This is where you get your highest chance to get the hurricane force wind gusts from what I can see. Once you get to 5 o'clock, it goes down to the high 60s, which is actually lower. And this one carries over to Michigan. And you get some in lower Ohio also in the 50s as that storm carries south right there. Then as you go into later this afternoon, now you're getting some chances for 50 miles per hour wind gusts on northwestern Michigan, southern Wisconsin, as it moves down to northern Illinois tonight, and then it stretches all the way across from Michigan all the way to Iowa with a chance for 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts as this comes along. This is going to be a dangerous event all evening long, and then all the way until the morning is going to carry to about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And the NAM 3K within the next 2.5 days does show that you do get a lot of rainfall for eastern Kansas, also for northern Missouri, northern Illinois, the heaviest being in northern Illinois, Indiana, western Michigan, eastern Wisconsin, also for some for New York and West Virginia as well. But the heaviness is right here in northern Illinois. And so far, that's a little northeast of Peoria with over 6 and 7 inches, Peoria getting 3. As you go by 8:30 this morning and you go forward, you see the storms bursting out for Indiana and Ohio. As it goes by noontime, then it goes for just Ohio. Then as you get into 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then that's when it starts up for Michigan, Wisconsin. You got some nasty hail cores coming down Ohio as well by 4 p.m. But there is a potential for a derecho, because after it goes by 4 p.m., you see all the nasty hail cores. As you go through, you see the storms going across. This is again right here around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7, 9. And look at this. You got hail cores going all the way across, and it's trying to strengthen all the way to northern Missouri. And as you go through 10 o'clock, more hail cores, big long derecho. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, it starts dissipating at 2 by Springfield, Illinois. 2 o'clock, Springfield to Indianapolis. 2 o'clock is when these storms are going to start dissipating, coming towards y'all. So what I'm going to do is play this for you so you can see it all go in motion. Time and date is on the top left. And towards the end of the run, you will see Tropical Storm Fred coming up by the Bahamas, coming towards Miami. Thank you so much, guys, for visiting my channel today. I do wish the best for y'all. God bless every single one of you, especially all you without power. That is big numbers. As well as more storms coming y'all way. So please, if you take the time, share the video, pause the video, just like the video, let YouTube share it for you. We need to alert Ohio Valley and the Midwest of these storms coming to them because they're already without power and they have more coming. And some of it has hurricane force winds, so that's pretty dangerous. So God bless all of you in this weather. And today we continue our reading. I've been reading every day with Revelation until we finish it because I think it's something that people really need to know as far as the consequences and what to expect. Amen. So God bless you all. Last night was 16. Today is going to be Revelation 17. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords, and Kings of kings. And they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. and the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Amen. God bless you all today. Hope you have a very great day. Week's halfway over. Big storm coming this weekend. Hope you please get prepared for heavy rainfall. There will be a lot of it. Thank you again for visiting my channel today. Hope you have a very great day. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a great day out there today. I'll see you this afternoon for the update.